Welcome to We Talk Money. I'm your host, Robert Gignac, author of the international bestseller on personal finance, Rich is a State of Mind. We're going to be taking a bit of a hiatus over July and August, but we wanted to leave you with some additional summertime viewing. In today's episode, we're going to revisit a couple of key learnings from earlier in the season. Our first clip, financial professional Mike Rice shares with us his approach to goal setting and the importance of it to people who are working on their personal finances. Now, goals set the foundation for a successful financial future. When you talk to clients about goals, what do you want them to know?
Well, goals are important. Without a goal, we don't have a direction. It's sort of like sailing a ship without a rudder. If I know what a client's goal is or goals are, I can help them set a blueprint to achieve those goals.
When a client sits down with you and they say, I know this goal stuff is important, but it's scary and it's confusing, how do you make them more comfortable with the process?
Well, we take it step by step. The idea is that when you do meet with an advisor, you have to feel comfortable with them. You have to start to build a relationship. You have to feel comfortable, and confidence starts to build in that advisor that you can call them, ask them questions anytime, email them with a question anytime, and they should get back to you in a timely manner. But when we're talking about goals, it's up to the advisor as well to find out what's important to that client, what's important to that family. Where do they see themselves in 5, 10, or 20 years? And then help them set a blueprint to achieve those goals.
One thing I hear from Canadians all the time when I talk to them about goals is they're afraid to offer their goals to a financial professional because they're afraid of being judged by what they put down on that paper. How do you deal with that?
Yes, and everyone is an individual, and goals will vary. A goal might be, I want to pay off my mortgage quickly, or I want to be able to go on vacation, down to Disney World once a year or once every other year. So they can be very simple, they can be short-term, they can be long-term, but every goal can be measurable. And as long as the advisor knows what the goals are, then they can help that client to achieve them.
That meshes very well with part of the message in the book. It's that one of the reasons you set goals and create a plan is because life happens. Things change. And the goals that we set for ourselves today are not necessarily the goals we had 5 years ago or the goals we'll have 5 years from now. But if you don't write them down, how are you ever going to track them?
You're right. And this should be fun as well. It's not a hardship. It should be fun. So whoever you're working with, you got to have fun, and that map or that blueprint to achieve your goals should be fun, and you should have a lot of fun trying to achieve them.
So let me get this right. You're telling me personal finance should be fun?
Absolutely, it should be fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing. As I said before, life is short. Let's have fun.
Now, I'm a big fan of the approach that Mike takes to goal setting, and I like the fact that he encourages people to have fun while they're doing it. Now that we are goal setting, perhaps one of those goals would be to open or contribute to a TFSA, the tax-free savings account. Oh, you're not familiar with the TFSA? Great, because in our next clip, financial professional Todd Hopper is going to explain the ins and outs of the TFSA and the importance of them to Canadians.
Since 2008 and the tax-free savings came out, the limits have started to appreciate. So today, a couple in Canada over the age of 28 could contribute $115,000 towards their tax-free savings account.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So we've accumulated that growth now. So to truly harness the power of a tax-free savings account, we need to be aware of what type of investments we're putting in them.
Now, with RRSPs, there were some restrictions. Mostly you could put in pretty much whatever you wanted. Does that apply to TFSAs as well?
It does. I think the title or the name of tax-free savings account may be misleading. Okay. It should be maybe a tax-free investment account. What the most common mistake I see is people putting conservative investments in their tax-free savings account. But really, you can hold any investment in your tax-free savings account. And to truly harness the power of a tax-free savings account, you'd be wise to put your most aggressive investments inside them so that when they grow, that tax-free growth is actually tax-free.
Okay. One of the misconceptions I tend to hear about TFSAs, because they have that savings account, people think they're transactional in nature, like a regular savings account that you've got a debit card attached to. You put money in, take money out, put money in, take money out. That's not what TFSAs were designed for, correct?
No, they really are designed for long-term savings and long-term investing more appropriately. So I would use them more to supplement your RSPs and your other pension plans. So saving them for retirement is perfectly legitimate.
So would you say that the TFSA is a replacement for the RSP, or is it something that Canadians should use in combination together to achieve financial success?
Yeah, the most common question I get is, should I do an RSP or a tax-free savings account? And the usual answer I give is both, but it really depends on the situation. So it should be in combination with your other retirement savings vehicles.
So given those differences, Todd, what would make me as a Canadian pick an RSP over a TFSA or doing both?
Yeah, so a higher income tax bracket person would want to utilize the RSP because the tax benefits are there for sure. A tax-free savings account would be useful for someone that's maximized the RSP contribution limit, or for someone in a lower income tax bracket where the RSP might not be beneficial to them. And that's where the tax-free savings alternative would be good.
Goal setting and TFSAs, a great combination of things to be thinking about over a summertime barbecue or while you're enjoying a refreshing beverage on the beach. This has been a best of episode of We Talk Money, and you can find all of our episodes at we-tv.ca. If you've got questions that you'd like to see us answer on the show, or you've got ideas for future episodes, you can send us those at info@we-tv.ca. Until next time, thank you for watching.